Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade in
the
the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into our review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is season 6, episode 13, Holt-ing Court. So, yeah, this is a good one. We get into the court drama, custody of it all. So, if you haven't already, please make sure that you hit that like button, Shade Squad.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it and let's get shady.
So Tisha is getting her girls ready for their Macy and Mila photo shoot for their brand. Tisha said that she wants to start them
Canvas
in
girl,
the
Macy
in the entrepreneurship world. And it's a great way for them to make money and have fun. Now, this makes a lot more sense when we're talking about their hair care line. This to me we see their hair.
Oh, so we're not gonna call it what it is, the Canvas Girl, Macy and Mila beauty line.
I didn't see it. I ain't calling it nothing.
Oh, you didn't see her rewrapping the bottles with the new
I
label?
You told me about it, and I ain't see it with my
Oh,
own.
I definitely saw it on the show. She had bottles of pink moisturizer and then put a blue label on it. I'm just saying.
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the other thing where it literally said like something, was it the return policy, or if it ships to the wrong
Because
address.
she stole it from Canvas Beauty.
Yeah, I think it actually had Canvas Beauty's address or some weirdo shit. I don't know. Anyways, okay, well, Kiki stops by to support, and basically Tisha lets her know that she's about to get the keys to the city of Mobile. Okay. And Kiki want to know, okay, why am I just finding out? Like, the hell's going on? Tisha says that she didn't really know it was that big a deal. Girl, please stop. Stop it. You getting the keys to the city, you don't know it was a big deal. But
Right.
she said that she had a lot of things going on, but she did apologize and invited her, and says that she doesn't want her to feel like she's an afterthought. I don't know. I think I
No,
would.
that was pretty much Kimmi and Tisha. My only thoughts in that. I mean, I think I've already said what I felt, but kudos to starting young entrepreneur. Mel invites Kimmi out for an M-shaped massage. It's a muscle massage that is like doing 20,000 crunches, is what the attendant says. Now, I was all for this until she said that. And then Kimmi is concerned about the soreness the next day. But she said she's just gonna go with it. She's gonna let go and let God. Now, Kimmi talks about her journey after chemo and now going through radiation. And she's just now starting to feel better again, but still very tired. So Mel's like, well, you should be getting help from Jalen and Monster and Maurice. They should be stepping up. So yeah, no, and basically she lets Mel know that she's having a hard time with Monster doing his chores, and then that spills over into makes issues for her and Maurice. And Kimmi wants Mel's advice about the situation with Kiuwha. Now, Kimmi says that they've taken steps forward, but they're not besties, obviously. Kimmi says it's because she continues with this narrative. And Mel wants to know why do you feel that way? And so Kimmi reveals that, the divorce papers were signed, but Kiuwha wanted a reconciliation after the divorce was finalized. And so the fact that she let this story or narrative continue, that she disrupted their marriage obviously really bothers Kimmi. Now, I feel like Mel can somewhat understand because I'm sure, and I'm not sure if Kimmi was married before Maurice or not. But I feel like, people go through things and relationships go through things, and yeah, divorce is kind of final, but I feel as if Kaya was still in hopes, and that's what sucks because she might have been at a point of reconciliation, but clearly Maurice wasn't because he had moved on.
And the papers were already signed.
We've seen just tonight That don't mean nothing. People will go back
Well,
and
they actually went through with the divorce and then got remarried. But what I'm saying is,
the guy went through the divorce and then got
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about he went through with
oh.
the divorce and then got remarried. That's not this situation. This situation is they
Well,
both
that's why I say
signed.
I feel bad for Kiuwha because I think maybe in her heart of hearts, she felt like, oh, we'll work it out, we'll get through it, or yeah, this is, like, and I not blaming us on Maurice, but I think Maurice had already checked out, and maybe and see, I can't say because maybe we don't know what the conversation was. But I just feel like, or at least I would hope she didn't feel that way for no reason. And maybe Maurice wasn't clearly communicating to her
How
that,
if y'all both signed the papers?
but if I don't know that you fully moved on, if I don't, you understand what I'm saying?
It
That's
don't matter what I'm doing
sometimes that's
outside
not
of
the end all.
you.
Sometimes that's not the end all be all for people.
What and guess what? It's gonna happen after this divorce though, because we've already signed the papers and we're waiting for the judge to approve it. That's all we waiting on. So whatever I do outside of you is really none of your damn business. Who I'm kissing on, screwing, talking to ain't none of your business.
I agree. I'm not gonna disagree with that. I'm just saying I think Kiowa was under a different impression. And maybe she was like me and hoping that love wins and that they would work it out. And
They had a kid, so I know that they had to be separated for a while. So it's not like
we
they just.
don't know how their law works down there and or wherever they were. We know how ours works, and yes, you have to be separated for like a year or something like that before you can even file. But
Listen, I don't have a problem with her, hoping and praying that, this is just a hump that they'll get over and maybe they'll get a divorce, but still maybe, I don't know, hunch on each other. I don't know what she was hoping after the papers were signed, to be quite honest with you. But my thing is,
and that's no fault of Kimmy's. That's no fault.
whatever you was hoping ain't got to do with Kimmi.
Right. I agree. I agree with you.
Once he showed her the paper saying, look, they are signed, I'm waiting for an approval. Boo.
Hope is gone.
That means you outie. That mean I can look. That mean I can be all in there.
Look, I can officially do me, even though I was probably doing it while we were separated.
Exactly. That means that I was holding back. Maybe just sending little kissy face texts. Now I can send the news.
Not the news. This was back in the day when it was
the text might change after the papers get signed. Okay.
Oh, okay. Then Mel asked her how she feels about the last comeback meeting, and whether she'll be participating. Kimmi questions how she feels because she was the one with all the reservations.
You the one that don't want to do it.
Right, about the sponsorships and so on. So Mel says that, she sat down with Tisha. She did express her reservations about working with Martell and having to be around him at all. And I was like, Mel's a perfect example. When we're divorced, okay? And she commends her for being amicable during their custody battle. And Mel shares that Martell filed for full custody, but then didn't submit the necessary paperwork, and that's why they are still going back and forth. And she feels like the judge is basically being very lenient and nice on him and continues to, make extensions and do things to just drag things out. And we'll get into that. I was going to say, and he wants her to pay lawyer fees, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tisha, she was given the keys to the city in Mobile, where Kiki apparently did not show up. So she's getting her hair done, and she invited Kiki to come sit down with her to express how she feels about this. So when Kiki gets there, apparently she hot as hell. She on methadone, and yeah, this is to help her with her withdrawals. But apparently that's one of the side effects. The side effects. It's her being hot all the damn time.
Okay, I'll get into it.
But she says that, she thinks she's at a point where she can wean off. And she asked her, how was Mobile? How did it go? And Tisha told her that it was very exciting. They had a great time. The girls really enjoyed it, and she wanted to share it with her. And then when she got the text, she felt like, it was just another excuse. Kiki says she really wants to be there, but she didn't have any transportation. Apparently, the rental place was all out of cars.
And apparently, look, and apparently ain't no Ubers in Huntsville, and they don't go to Mobile. And I wouldn't be. It's the country, so maybe they don't. I'm not even trying to. That's not even shady or
I
funny.
wonder how far it is though. Is it like a distance? So she said, it really hurt. She's trying to protect her feelings, and Kiki apologized for letting her down and lets her know that it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional, but it seemed like some super lazy shit, or you just didn't really give a damn.
Oh, okay, that's 5 hours.
So I think it was a rental.
Okay, that's yeah. It says it's 5 hours and 7 minutes. Mm. Yeah, that's a trip. If it was like that, I'd be like, girl, I got a hotel for the night before, and so I'll be there. So I would. The point is,
You'd
like,
have made plans in preparation
to be there, and that's what I understood what Tisha was saying. You do what you got to do to make it happen. Things come
Yeah,
up.
you ain't gonna
But
just
if you
show up at
really
the
wanted to
damn.
be there,
You ain't gonna show up at the damn Hertz desk like, hey, I need a car,
right?
and hoping and praying that they got one
And
available.
if I'm pretty sure Kiki is aware of the distance between Huntsville and Mobile, so she knew this was not a short trip.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she should have prepared. So and Kiki was wrong. I tried Kiki, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
So Kiki said, that she's getting better and she's trying to get some order into her life. And basically, Tisha, you'll have plenty more very important events in the future, and I'll guarantee that I'll be there, God willing. So Tisha gave her another chance. She said, you know what? I got another
In
event.
the Black Expo.
We have, I don't know if y'all noticed the way she said it, but she said it the way
We
Tisha
going
said
to the Expo.
the Expo, not the Expo, the
The
Expo,
Expo.
the black Expo. And basically,
I couldn't help it. She said it so many times, and I was like, "You gonna keep saying it like that, aren't you?" It's with an S and not an X, huh? Okay.
I thought she was working on it. Wasn't she working on like her speech and her enunciation?
Clearly, her S's and her X's don't, but go ahead.
I don't think that's the only thing, but basically, Kiki said that she will be in attendance for that. Let's hope you plan and prepare for that. And if you can't make it, I would hope that you just, hey, I'm riding with y'all. It's, you know,
I was
come,
gonna say at this point you can't not show up because she's
come,
tired of you
come
not
and scoop me
showing
on the
up.
way. Like,
Mel stops by the Fletcher household and she pulls up dancing because apparently Chris is out here trying to go
I
viral.
know I gotta check out his TikTok. Apparently, he's a
Right.
TikTok king.
Mel brings up that the last time she saw them was in court. Apparently, Martell had them subpoenaed to appear in court to help his case. And Mel wants to go in and check on them because she don't
They
really
were not happy about it.
huh?
I said because they was not happy about it.
Right. And she don't believe in doing her friends like that. If I'm a subpoena, if have you subpoenaed to court, I'm at least gonna give you a heads up.
Mm-hmm.
So now Mel is happy that Chris got on the stand, spoke his truth. And she says that the lawyer is now questioning how many times Martell has moved since the split. So apparently, the backstory on that, apparently, the house that Martell is living in right now is like a rental, like Chris.
And I guess the owner is selling, is what I'm assuming.
Well, no, what I got it was Chris is the owner.
Oh, Chris is the owner?
And he's letting Martell rent it.
Oh, see, okay,
And
maybe
he was like, the house is now under contract.
maybe you're
Like,
right. What I assumed was that whoever the owner was using Chris to like help sell the house. But you might be right. It might be
yeah, I think it's his. Like, oh, you my homeboy. I know you need it or whatever. But it's so funny because you remember earlier this season, Martell was like, yeah, I need to find a new house, and it's just no, because you're getting kicked out because you got to go. Good luck.
But remember, I told you that the court care about that, like about stability, showing stability.
Right. So yeah. So basically, Chris lets her know that the house is currently on a contract, and so Martell's going to be moving again. And Mel said, "Well, that must be stressful." I said, "You better."
I don't have those worries.
Right. Mel says that's why he probably asked her to pay his attorney fees as well. And that's what I was getting to earlier. And I said I was going to stop myself because she gets on me for jumping ahead. But yeah, of course, Martell wants to lengthen, which is so crazy, and be not on time with his paperwork and all this other stuff. Because he, I guess, in his mind,
Racking up these fees.
right, he thinks that she's gonna pay these attorney fees. Bless his heart. Now, Mel says that Martell got used to basically enjoying this lifestyle of someone, having a dual income household. And so basically she said that when they go to court, when they went to court for an order of protection, right before walking into court, the reason that she did ask for full custody was because he went in and said that he wanted to change the custody agreement, and they were going about an order of protection.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't feel like their court case went anyway. Everything remained the same. She did admit that the judge kind of chastised her for not co-parenting well, and basically saying that she needs to give Martell her phone number, even though he has completely harassed her. And so Mel is possibly thinking about appealing it. And if I was Mel, I would just get a burner phone to have literally just for Martell, and I wouldn't give him my real number. But that's just me.
And the judge is not going to recognize that, because if you haven't like called the police or did anything to say that it's harassment where like it's going to be recognized, then to the judge is going to be like, okay.
But doesn't she have an order of protection? That's what she was saying. I went in for order.
I think she did that like with her attorney. Like her attorney put it in for her, but it's not like where you're like afraid, you're not scared.
But see, and can I tell you, that's a pet peeve for me.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that we have to go through extreme circumstances as women, have men sitting outside our house, knocking on our door, following us, and even sometimes then, until they actually knock you upside the head, you can't do anything. Nobody will do anything for you because they haven't been physical. You haven't actually been physical.
No, he doesn't have to be physical, but what they need is a paper trail. And if you only have one instance where you're saying, oh, he showed up at a date, it's a public place. I mean, we saw
no, I know you're not excusing it. I just
no. What I'm saying is
because
we saw the episode, and we know, yeah, he was purposely there, but there can be excuses. Oh, we just happen to be at the same place at the same time. It's a public place, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm calling her trying to reach my kids. There has to be a paper trail showing that this is outside of it being in a public place. This is outside of you trying to reach your kids. It has to be where it's harassment to you. And that's what the paper trail has to show. And if you're only saying that he showed up at a date of mine in a public place and he's calling me constantly, he can just say, oh, I was just trying to reach my kids. She won't let me talk to my kids, whatever. Then that's not really showing a paper trail.
Well, I just want to tell y'all, as much ID channel as I watch on my downtime when I'm not watching these shows, I am very passionate because that's how a lot of people get unalive.
And in fact, because some people that even have a paper trail, yes.
Right. And so it's bothering to me when you see these cases of people whose lives could have been saved and they were speaking out and saying something and nobody does anything. But anyway, so I'll deflect from that. Speaking on that, Mel no longer has to worry about that, because if you guys have not kept your ear to the streets, guess what? Your good girl, Treese does. If y'all haven't heard, Mel apparently went off. She finally lost her coof, and she went off on Miss. I'm not even going to refer to her.
Coleslaw.
She went off on coleslaw, potato salad, and
I like potato salad.
Oh, okay. We like potato salad. Well, I like coleslaw.
I like certain people's coleslaw.
Well, let me change that. I like Trisha's coleslaw. So, now, Ariane, as we know, and Martell has done an interview and admitted that he does have footage, has threatened his ex-wife with footage of an S-tape that he has of them. Now, Tweedledum didn't have enough sense. She spoke to a blogger, I believe it was Straight No Chaser. Please don't give me, I know that it may not be accurate because there's so many people that have similar names like that. But she did an interview with a blogger, YouTuber, or whatever. And basically the blogger recorded her because of course that's what we do. Mm-hmm. Unless we actually like really, really like you and you like real friends, cool. Outside of that, you're somebody for us to come up here and talk about. So anyway, the girl recorded the conversation, and apparently Coleslaw is going into talking about whether she should release the tape, and she has it. And all I know is that from that, Mel went on that live and let Coleslaw know, I don't know why you keep effing with me. You got what you wanted. You got the prize, right? And basically told her, please don't let this peace and this serenity make you think that I won't whoop your ass. Now, she said it a lot better than I said it. But yeah. And all I got to say is, and I wrap this up to say, Mel, there goes your trail. You have a reason for him not to have your phone number now. You have a reason this man is trying to harass you and put out tapes of you. Absolutely. There you go, girl. That's why Coleslaw was so stupid. Coleslaw was so stupid. And she just, if anything, she's just messed it up for Martell. Because it's not alleged anymore. It's on tape. We have her saying it, that she has
so that it's not alleged and it's in the court filings. She's probably going to have to file something against the both of them.
And she went and filed. I told you she went and followed Lisa Bloom, which everybody, if you're not aware, Lisa Bloom is, if you got a Tierra Marie, I'm just gonna say Tierra Marie. Who else did she try to get?
Black China.
Black China. But she does all the high profile celebrities when it comes to the revenge P stuff. So she plays no games. She plays no games. She's all about women's rights and getting you your bag. Okay. So
he ain't got.
We will definitely keep you updated, but I just wanted to let y'all know that. So if you haven't hit the like button already, because I gave you the tea, I think that you should hit the like button and
the subscribe button.
Right. Okay. Martell goes to speak with his mother, Miss Marlene, about what happened. And he feels like, she didn't really step up in court and show up for him like she was supposed to. And she said, well, baby, first of all, I don't like no court. And second of all, I don't know why y'all up there no way. They don't help you take care of your kids. So why you letting them dictate how you take care of your kids? And I said,
I let you do it, but you don't help me.
Woo. Now. And she said, and I wasn't going up there and volunteering no damn information either. So Martell says, but that's what you should have done, mama. You should have been up there and gave them all
many conversations we had, and we talk about this all the time, and you didn't say nothing.
Right. Oh boy. He definitely went back to his childhood at that moment. Martell is also disappointed that Chris didn't say nothing. And Martell questions why Mel wanted to go to trial. Or no, Marlene actually questions why Mel wanted to go to trial. And Martell says that Mel is the one that asked for full custody and says that and Marlene was like, well, why? Because she didn't want that before. And brings up how Mel even came up with the idea to he have the kids for 6 months and she have the kids for 6 months. And he was just like, I can't go a week without my children. If you don't want the kids, just give them to me. Martell, if you just want the child support, just say it. But if you're just going to take the child support and then they're going to be with Miss Marlene, just say it. I'm sorry. Or I'm sorry. Or with Coleslaw, the babysitter, just say it. Okay. I just had to get that off my chest. Because I don't like that he took a dig at her for trying to give him equal amount of time when
I mean, if she did suggest
and make her feel like, oh, you don't love your children because you can go 6 months without them.
I don't. If she actually suggested that, then I don't. I thought honestly, I thought it was some made up bullshit. But if she actually suggested that, then no, I don't. I don't even know how they do 1 week on and 1 week off.
No, and I understand what you're saying, but I just didn't like how he attacked her. Like, oh, if you don't want them kids, let's just keep it 100. When probably 9 out of 10, if he does have them kids, all 5, either the babysitter is there or Marlene.
Well, we
But
could
it's
say the same
not.
thing. We could say the same thing about Mel, because one of the issues was the kids always being with the babysitter when they're with her. So we could say the same thing. But the issue
Oh, but
is,
she don't get to approve his babysitters, but he gets to approve hers.
what do you mean?
She don't want coleslaw around her
Well,
kids.
I don't think it was the approval. I think it was the not knowing who was babysitting and giving the option for approval. Mel knows who's babysitting her kids when they're with him.
Mm.
That was the issue. Like it.
To let the woman who clearly despises you is out here threatening to release tapes about you, watch, like have them. She has valid reasons to not want that woman around her kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
well, now she does.
The father of her child, in the best interest of his kids, cannot respect. Oh, because this situation, he hasn't married her. She's not. Is she even the girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
So what is she around them other kids for? The son can be, that's their sibling. What is she around them other kids for? So Martell, that's why I say Martell does what he wants to do when it benefits him. And I just hate how he tries to control her in her world and how she does things, but he gets to do what he wants to do.
But I'm sure she gave approval for that. She knew who was babysitting the kids. She knew that Coleslaw was babysitting the kids.
She knows. I don't think anybody came to her with asking for permission. I just don't think she makes a big deal about it because she know he needs help with all the kids. And she even said that on one of the videos that she put out when she was real turned up. And she was just like, yeah, that's where I got the babysitter from. That's what she called it. You're the babysitter. I know he needs help.
Exactly. So she knew.
But I don't think he asked her the same thing that he's requesting from her. He's not giving.
Well, we don't know that, but we know that she didn't ask him. Okay. We're assuming.
I'll give you that. Okay.
But no, the issue was the 6 months. I would have never suggested that ever.
Oh, ever. No, I wouldn't have either, but.
And if somebody suggested it to me, I don't even know if it's true, but if somebody would have suggested to me, yeah, why don't we do 6 months on, 6 months off? I would have felt like you don't want your kids either.
I guess it's valid.
6 months is a long time to go without seeing your kids.
No, and this is just me, and this is my opinion. I don't. Mel may be flawed with her friends, Mel and other situations, but one thing I am not going to take away from this woman is I do believe, and I don't know her, so please, by all means, but I do think that she has displayed that she is a good mother. And so I just feel like Martell takes every chance he get because he's been so wrong in anything else. So the one thing I'm going to attack you on is because I don't have anything else. We're not married anymore, so I can't attack you for what you're not doing in the bedroom. So I'm going to attack you about the kids. And that's why, because it's just like another thing he can mess with her with. Because let's be real, if they didn't have these kids, they probably wouldn't even be in contact. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's just my only beef. But I hear what you're saying.
I know one issue that Mel had was, I guess, the judge in her ruling. She said something about Martell clearly has the best interest of the children at heart, and the court can't say the same for the mother. Mm-hmm. And she feels that that's part of the reason why the judge didn't take into consideration everything. She felt like she was being super biased. She gave Martell time, like chance after chance after chance to bring his stuff in. And part of the reason why she had to give up her number and stuff like that is because, and didn't take into consideration the harassment and all that other stuff, is because she feels that Martell is just this amazing, great father. He's doing co-parenting correctly, and Mel is not.
And so, I mean, I'm sure probably what walks up in her courtroom and what she sees, he is a good father. He is a hands-on dad.
What I'm going to say
I don't think you got to take Mel out in the process of you proving that you're a good dad.
She definitely doesn't, and I do think Mel is a good mother. But what I'm going to say is, I know in the early seasons of the episode of this show, it was more Martell that was more hands-on. So I don't know. Anyways, Kimmi met up with Kiuwha to see how the conversation went with Monster. And Kiuwha said, you know, he's carrying a lot of emotional baggage and he really just needs his mama. He needs some of me. Okay. She says she doesn't really know how she plans to make that work, but she definitely has to make that work. Kimmi basically let her know that it was Maurice that really put everything together, their meeting, and so they can hash everything out. But she feels that they're in a good place and really doesn't want to mess anything up. She don't want to rock the boat. And feels that Kiuwha really has no idea that even though, you know, she was mad and upset with her, Kimmi was out there fighting for her. She was rooting for her.
Right.
But also says there's a part of her that holds on to things that she would say that would imply that she was the one that caused their divorce. And then Kaya was playing dumb ass, talking about, what did I say?
I don't think she was playing dumb.
She don't know that I've told you plenty of times that you've implied that I was the reason for the demise of your relationship. And now all of a sudden you don't know what you said to imply that? Lady, stop. You like,
I mean,
I
you
wouldn't even say
watched
that
it
I
longer
wouldn't
than
even say that she
I have.
implied it. I
So
feel like
did she actually imply that?
I'm going to say, I don't even think that she implied it. I think she actually said it.
See, and I've never seen her say that, so I can't. That's why I guess that's
I feel like she's actually said it. That
okay.
she was dating Maurice while they were still married. Technically, yeah, y'all were, that's what she said. She didn't say happily married, not living in, she said, you were dating Maurice while we were still married. I guess technically you were still married because I'm still waiting the 2 weeks on the judge to approve your damn signatures.
I get what you're saying. I okay. Again, you've watched it longer than me. If she actually said that, then yes, that's a problem. I never heard her say that. That's why I was going so hard for her.
So Kimmi said, basically, I was seeing your husband. Basically, you were saying that I was seeing your husband while y'all were happily married in your house. And that was never the case. And that's something that we all know. Me, you, Maurice, we all know it. That lady said, I don't know what you want me to say. I want you to say that that's not true. I want you to say that that didn't happen. I want you to say, yes, I know.
Okay, here's one thing I'm gonna give
we were not together.
I hear what you're saying, but I will say this. I have to give it to another point that I actually like that Kiuwha made. I'm not Miss Wanda. I'm not one of these people. I don't go on YouTube and do interviews.
No, you don't have to say it then. You can say it right now in our conversation. It's being aired. It's going on TV. You don't have to go into an interview. You don't like I hated that shit. Oh, I don't talk to fans. I don't do interviews. We're having a conversation right now. And
Y'all
you can
got her fed up.
because she's like, oh, you made it seem like I'm the side chick. Kiuwha said, I didn't say you were the side chick. Okay, great. You cleared that. You never said I was a side chick. You only implied it. So what you can say right now in this conversation is, yeah, you're right. I knew that you and him were dating while me and him were not together. You can say it right there in that conversation. And guess what? The whole entire world is going to see it, just like they saw how you implied that she was dating a married man. You ain't got to do that in the interview. It was the playing dumb for me.
I guess Nell's out here making points this Good Friday.
Then this lady gonna talk about, oh, I didn't know that, I didn't know you were holding me responsible for what the comments were saying. Yeah, bitch, I am, because it's your fault. Nobody ever thought that I was dating a married man until that shit came out your mouth. Now correct it.
Well,
just like Stormy wanted Mel to do on the show, and she did it. All you had to do is say it right now. You're being recorded right now. You don't got to go on an interview. You're getting paid to do this show right now, where you're on a platform and you can clear the air right now. Just say, you're right. I knew that. We all know that. Y'all weren't dating while we were together. That's it. Air cleared. But anyways, Kimmi said, yeah, it's a lack of integrity for me. and they left it at that. It was to be continued, and I don't know. It looked like it gets spicy next episode, and I hope it does because Kimmi can be a little spicy. And when she left it off with the
the Baltimore come out here.
Baltimore, Baltimore. Mm-hmm. When she say it's a lack of integrity, I say yes, Kimmi. Let her know. Let her know.
And you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am on the fence. I'm not team Kiuwha, but because y'all know I love Kimmi as well, but I just, you know me, I'm playing a devil's advocate, whereas Nels and other people say I might just be being the devil. But anyway, if you have not already, please make sure, Shade Squad, that you have hit that like button,
You comment,
you subscribe,
and you hit the notification bell.
Make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, there'll be another episode tomorrow because we're late, but we'll catch you soon, sooner than later. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much for your support and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Good night.